Jim Gordon here with SmallCapPower, and we're now joined by Frank Holmes, who is the CEO of US Global Investors. I also want to give a little background on you as well. We'll put the modesty aside. You're quite accomplished. You've done a lot of things. You were the co-author of the Gold Watcher, Demystifying Gold Investment. You have an award-winning subscriber newsletter called Investment Alerts.
Right.
Over 30,000 subscribers, and a whole bunch of other things going on. We're going to talk about blockchain in a few seconds first, but let's start with US Global Investors. Let's talk a bit about the company for people that may not be aware of it.
Well, we're a public company on NASDAQ. We're an asset management company. We've been in the ground floor of the creation of what's Wheaton Precious. We used to be Silver Wheaton. My first transaction I ever took public was called Franco Nevada in '83. I live in Texas, but I grew up in Toronto, and I'm known as a Tex-Can. Y'all come back, eh?
Oh yeah, you got a lay on that. Okay.
So I go, and we have a business in Toronto. I go back and forth between the US and Canada.
Yeah.
And I've been very much involved in the creation of new enterprises, from blockchain last year, the launching of Hive blockchain technology.
Here in Canada, yeah?
In Canada, which opened up $1 billion of money was raised because of the success of Hive blockchain.
Right.
And then I'm doing another one now called GoldSpot, and it's using PhDs that do quantitative analysis on geosciences to unlock a lot of gold deposits, because so much money is wasted.
Yeah.
And it's the first time that you're able to basically get this intellectual capital, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and we're partnering with some of the biggest mining companies in the world.
That's very nice. You know, one of the things that struck me too about doing some research on you is you seem to have a great passion for education.
I do.
Looking up at things that, and also, but evolving and how you present that education. You know, webcasts.
Well, thank you.
Bring it. You're quite welcome. Because that stuff is important in luring new people in, to educate them and help them get into the markets and everything. You guys have won 88 educational awards. That's something to be very proud of. And you compete. Yeah.
To get those awards.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about the education
Well, we're the first
aspect?
to have a Facebook page in the mutual funds in America.
Yeah.
We were first to have Instagram. We were tweeting early.
Yeah.
Regulators would get all worried, etc., and we were involved in that process of creating the protocol. I've come up with the 10% golden rule, that you should have 10% exposure into gold and gold stocks. You should rebalance each year. And the amount of your age is how much money you should have in short-term bonds. And after that, it should be in equities. So as we get older, more and more money should just ratchet up a point a year going into short term. And what happens is that it takes away the volatility of your portfolio.
Yeah.
And we can't stop the volatility, but it allows you to turn around when markets sell off, but you have a big short-term bond position, you buy them at a discount, they pop right back.
Right. We are early as we're talking in 2019. Can you give a little preview of what you got going on for 2019? 11 months left in this wonderful year?
Well, launching GoldSpot's my next big venture of artificial intelligence, looking at gold deposits and taking back royalties. I also believe that investors have to look, when I spoke this morning, on macro forces.
Yeah.
So one of the most important things in the world of commodities is called Purchasing Manufacturers Index. It's looking forward.
Right.
GDP is behind this, but most people talk about GDP.
Yeah.
I'm more worried about what's going to happen in 6 months. And whenever the 1 month is above the 3 months, then all of a sudden commodities demand starts to pick up.
Right.
And whenever it's below, it starts to fall. And the longer it falls, the worse. So this whole trade war debate started actually in April, and that was the peak in Chinese PMI, and that's why I went to 20% cash in my funds. And now the PMI's gone negative, the purchasing manufacturers for China alone, not the global. The global's still positive,
right.
But China's gone negative. That's material because it's 50% of the world's population, 50% of the global demand for commodities.
Yeah.
That's a really powerful number. So what are they doing? They're panicking. They're panicking over the trade war. One thing about Trump, he's been, he's a bully in the way he talks, etc., but he has said, you can't get a free lunch selling into $13 trillion American economy and have tariffs for us to sell to you, and you get a free lunch with us. That's the battle, And I think the Chinese will turn around and drop their tariffs. I think that all of a sudden you'll get a turn up. They're spending lots of money pumping their economy, they announced last week.
Yeah.
So I think in a year from now, we'll have commodities up stronger and better than ever.
Frank Holmes, the CEO of US Global Investors and a whole bunch of other things, including a book, The Gold Watcher, Demystifying Gold Investment. You can check out his newsletter, award-winning newsletter called Investment Alert. Frank, thank you for spending time with us today. Cheers.